What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And yo, I am rested and refreshed off of vacation. Had a good time in Orlando, then was out in Vegas. So I'm a little under the weather. I'm a little tired, but it's time to get back to work. And today I want to talk about a player who was highly talked about coming out of last year's class, but really didn't get a lot of opportunity last year, and that is Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State. Now, we know he was a 6th-round draft pick last year, 5'6", 176 pounds, but he was a phenomenal running back at the University of Kansas State. And y'all know I'm a Jayhawk, so it's not easy for me to say that, but Deuce was definitely one of those guys. I mean, we all watched the Alabama game, we watched the TCU and the Big 12 championship game. Deuce was a workhorse back when it comes to the Kansas State Wildcats offense. Now, when you go to preseason last year when I was out in Oxnard, Deuce got a lot of opportunity, a lot of reps. We saw what he's able to do in preseason, but when we got into the season, he wasn't really able to kind of crack that rotation behind Tony Pollard and also Rico Dowdle. Now, I know a lot of Cowboys fans were frustrated that we didn't see a lot of Deuce, and I see people already talking online he's a bust to get rid of him and he's not going to make the roster. I think the Cowboys really have a plan for Deuce Vaughn, and if you go back to my content last year, I always thought he was going to be the replacement for Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's now in Memphis, and I think that Deuce Vaughn is definitely going to be the guy who's going to get a lot more reps. It's going to be a valuable asset to our offense. So let's go ahead and get into the film. All right, so the very first play, this is a preseason game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we got a lot of good content from this Jaguars game, to be honest with you, right? But the thing that you'll notice about Deuce, man, he's a very patient runner. This is something that really translated from the K-State and from college onto the NFL, but a very patient runner. And the thing that I like about Deuce is, you know, even though he's only 5'6", right, he still just has that natural low center of gravity and a good base. And so he's able to kind of cut between those trees, right, and make things happen. So good patient runner, good footwork. When you look at Deuce from a technical standpoint, it is all there. It's really just size with him. And as you see on this play right here, right, he's going to be the guy that can, you know, he can miss tackles, but he's not going to break tackles. And I think that's why a lot of Cowboys fans are kind of like on Deuce because he's so small. But like, he has some spin, he has a lot of wiggle to his game. He's just very light. So when you get some of these bigger guys to just barely just dump him, you know what I'm saying, they barely just thump him, he's probably going to go down, right? So he's not going to be your mauler, but we don't need a mauler. We're going to need a guy that can definitely come in and change the pace when it comes to our running game. Now, the thing that really prompted me to make this video is, you know, if you watch me on Twitter, I've been playing Madden 25, and running with Rico, running with Zeke is cool. You know, they got Zeke as a beast, man. But if you need some speed, you need a change of pace, you need some Deuce out there. And I was kind of running the ball, and I was like, this ain't going to cut it, man. So I subbed out Rico. I put in Deuce and got active. And I think that's definitely how the Cowboys are going to do when it comes to this upcoming season, when it comes to our running back room. So in the second play right here, when you watch Deuce, you'll also notice, right, fluid hips, good change of direction. He's able to plant and go. So when he's able to plant, look at that quick move. Look at those quick bursts. I'm playing in real time for you. Bam, bam, right? Just those simple, subtle movements right there. You know, that's what made, you know, number 20 in Detroit, right? That's what made him a Hall of Fame, right? Be able to cut on a dime. And when it comes to Deuce, he can definitely do that and force the defenders to kind of get misdirected, get out of placement. So that's what I'm excited to see Deuce, man, especially with their offensive line being a little bit more improved. Hopefully our run game will improve as far as a scheme perspective. So I'm excited to see Deuce alongside with Zeke and also Rico. Now, if you look right here, you know, tell me if you watch my channel, what personnel are we in? I'll let y'all kind of go put that in the comments below, right? But like I said, this is that elusiveness that he showed at K-State that really made him special, that make him miss. That's that Barry. I'm not, no, don't say Tuck is calling Deuce Vaughn Barry Sanders. I'm not saying that, but that's Barry-esque, right? That's very Barry. That's very Barry right there, right? Just being able to plant, turn, spin, and make defenders miss. That's going to be his specialty. He's not going to run people over. He's not going to maul people over. But the one thing Deuce Vaughn will make you do is he'll make you miss. Press that circle button on that boy. And as you see, Rick, if I said the one knock on him is just from a size perspective, it's just getting a little bit stronger, right? Because he just goes down a little too easy once you get his hands on him at the NFL level, right? But like I said, I think this can really be, scheme wise, and also just getting the weight room a little bit more and getting used to playing at the NFL level. I mean, and granted, he played versus the Alabamas. Like I said, he played in the Big 12, right? He played against some big boys, but it's not the big boys like you're playing against in the league. So, from a pass pro perspective and different things like that, we'll probably see Deuce get a little bit stronger. I mean, we all know his father's a scout for the Cowboys. So the one thing we can trust when it comes to Deuce, he is going to put in the work. He's going to be a workhorse. He's going to work hard. He's going to put in the time, the effort, the study. Everything's going to be there. And I feel like he'll be prepped for Sundays. This is getting back to his roots at K-State, man. Just having a nose for getting in the end zone. And there he is, getting into the end zone, man. So, like I said, this will probably be split. You'll probably see a little Rico. Probably Zeke will probably take a lot of these touches in the red zone. But make no mistakes about it, y'all. Like I said, if you go back to his film at Kansas State, he was the guy. I mean, you can't name other receivers. You can't, besides Ben Sinnett, which is the tight end, right, that went to Washington. But you really can't name other receivers on that team, other weapons that was on the team. Deuce Vaughn really carried that Kansas State offense when he was there behind Cooper Beebe. Stop, I got Cooper Beebe, right? Like I said, once again, I know, a lot of knocks on his size, but it can also be to his advantage getting lost in the trees, man, because he got, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", on his offensive line. Some of these defensive tackles, 6'4", 6'5". And then you see a little 5'6". Can't find him when he pokes out, right? Pokes out, and there he goes, right? And that's the elusiveness, right? Just making people miss in the open field. That is what's going to make Deuce Vaughn special for the Dallas Cowboys offense. It's just making players miss. Zeke, love him. I'm making people miss. He going to go through you. Rico, probably going to go through you. So we really don't have a running back that can make you miss. Deuce Vaughn is going to be the running back that can actually make you miss at the NFL level. And like I said, it's going to add a change of speed. Just a change to our offense when it comes to our running back room, because we didn't draft no running backs now. All right, so this is another play versus Seattle. Once again, it's being able to bend it inside, get to the end zone, right? Spin off tackles, just making things happen. God-given ability, want, desire, good block, ready to kick out. Who is that? Who's that on the kick out? Let's see, who was that? Oh my God. I think that might be Hoffman. Good kick out right there. Bam, read the hole, spin off. Don't got me, bro. Get in the end zone where I belong, man. Salute to Deuce. Now, I know what y'all saying. Tuck, it's just a preseason. Who matters? Well, he didn't get a lot of reps in the season, but he did get a few, right? So this is versus the New York Jets, and I think this is really where he's going to add some value to our run game as well, is being able to be our guy that can hit the outside edges. I think Rico and Zeke, they're more in between the tackles guys. Now, Deuce can run between the tackles, but let's be honest. Zeke ain't running away from nobody. Rico, you know what I'm saying? He really don't put the fear in you, right? But when it comes to Deuce, he can definitely hit those outside corners, and he can take it to the house. He can hit his head on the goalpost. Now, is he as elusive as Tony Pollard? I probably won't say not the Tony Pollard that we saw of late, right? But I feel like he can grow into that. It's going to look different because Tony Pollard is like 212. Like, you're comparing 176 to 212. That's a lot of big size difference, right? Because Tony Pollard, I know he got, coined as the elusive back, the change of pace back, but he ran with some pop. Like, Tony Pollard would put his shoulder down too. And Deuce will as well. He's not afraid. But I would say he can give us some of those qualities and the traits that Tony Pollard did when it comes to kind of just being our change of pace when it comes to our running back room. So, like I said, where I think he's really going to add the most value will be in the passing game. And those have been reports about him playing a little wide receiver, but just simple play actions, getting him in the space, and just letting him do his thing, right? I think that's where you're going to see a lot of value. And the most important value I think you really see when it comes to Deuce Vaughn is in the screen game, those simple quick throws. Now you got some big hogs out there blocking, and let Deuce go downhill and get him out in space. I think you're going to see that frequently when it comes to the Cowboys and this offense. Like I said, no knock to Rico or Zeke. That's just not their game. They can get out in the screen game, right? But they're not looking to explode. They're looking for someone to change a pace and give you that home run ability. that's definitely going to be Deuce Vaughn. So, continue our series of players I'm looking for. It's going to have a huge boost, man. I would definitely circle Deuce Vaughn. Don't let people fool you and say he's a bust or he's not going to make the roster. I think you're going to see Deuce Vaughn more on special teams. I think you're going to see him involved a lot more in our offense. And you're also going to see him a lot more involved when it comes to our run game, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. We are gearing up for football season, y'all, but it's all systems a go. We are about to go crazy with the content, so you definitely do not want to miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and give Deuce the ball a little bit more this season, Mike McCarthy. Peace.